Our first baby, it was extremely tough. So by the time I was able to look at my husband in the eye was perhaps maybe year 1. At that 1 year mark is when you look, oh my God, where is our marriage, you know?
Do you think a lot of affairs happen around that time?
Yes.
Yeah. One is feeling emotionally deprived. The other one is probably feeling physically deprived. Yeah. So you're depriving each other. The first person to be affected in the marriage relationship is a man.
Huh?
Yes, when children come. There's nothing that kicks in strongly to a woman than her mother instincts. When she has a baby, her nurturing instincts kick in so strongly that sometimes she can forget I was a wife. She can forget I had someone else who was part of this equation.
Yeah. And that's when even I'll tell moms and even women, trust your husband. They won't kill this child. Because I know a lot of us think we are the heroes of this story. We are the only people who can keep these children alive. It's some form of pride. We want to teach our husbands to be fathers. We want to teach him. We feel like we are the superior parent. Because I can't teach, I've never been a father. What am I teaching him? I am not a dad. You know, let your partner do the things the way he knows how.
Yeah.
Society knows how to rally around the woman. Whether it's grief, whether it's childbirth, whether it's
Success.
There's a way, there's a way I see people celebrating my wife. I'm like, hey, look at you. Provision.
Jipange.
Manze, who is coming to sijui deposit what in your account? No one. Who is coming to give you sijui rent? No one. Who is coming to help you buy? No one. So you find yourself in this space where if you don't figure it out, no one will figure it out on your behalf.
A very good morning to you and a warm welcome to LNS Rebuilding Restoration Series. My name is Lynn Ngugi and I'm sure just by the coming up of today's show, you already know who I have back in studio. I really had to bring this couple back because not only did they bless us, but they inspired a lot of us. But before I even continue with this introduction, let's watch this clip.
I learned that women go through a lot. And let me give you an example. When we got married, I didn't change anything. She had to change her name, take my name. She had to now be called Pete's wife, all right? When we became pregnant, I did not become pregnant. She became pregnant. Nothing about me changed. I maintained my weight, maintained my eating habits, maintained my friends. Her things shifted. Her eating, her friends, her moods, everything shifted. So she changed. I'm not changing. And so I pray and hope that as a society, we can wake up a bit and appreciate women and mothers, all right? Because I didn't go to theater. She went to theater. So yes, we say, hey, we are married, we have children. I didn't go to theater. She's gone under the knife. Four times. I have no cut in my body. I've not been operated. All right? She's gone through all these things. She's gaining weight. She's losing weight. She's gaining weight. Her BP goes up. Her BP goes down. When I found her as a young girl, she wasn't going through this. And then, Lynn, you want me now as a man to start mistreating her or to mistreat any other woman. So I have deep respect for women and mothers. Because of the load they have to carry, that probably men will never understand the magnitude, never understand the scope, never. And because I might never understand everything, the little I can do is to appreciate, is to be sensitive.
When you talk like that and you still hear some men saying you are simping, Well, how does that make you feel?
It breaks my heart. It breaks my heart.
Now, that clip has been watched by so many people. All of you can, I know majority of you can relate to it. And I was just watching it. And not only did I think it was profound, but I love the feedback that we got from it. And I was like, finally, we are having these meaningful, thought-provoking conversations. And we are able to see men who can even bless us and bless our souls. And I'm so glad that you guys, you gave that clip the attention it deserved. So a lot of you also were asking, where do we follow these people? I'm gonna plug their handles even before we continue right on the screen, so that if you want to be able to interact with them more, you can be able to follow them on these social media handles. And don't forget, they also have a YouTube channel where they talk about such issues and much more. So go ahead and subscribe. I see we all went there, we showed them love. But if you are watching this and you missed out on our previous episode, well, go ahead and subscribe so that we can be able to also have these conversations with them on their platform. I want to let them introduce themselves again so that they can take us through today's conversation. It's something that I've always wondered. What happens when kids come in a marriage, and does our life really change? And why do people say that, you know, our marriage used to be so sweet, but then when kids came, things started happening? And also, where do we strike the balance between us having kids and us still being a couple? Pete said something very important. I will let him repeat that for us, because it was what really encouraged me to have this conversation back here on the show. So I'm about to let them introduce themselves so that we can have a beautiful conversation. Hata si tujui angle, but I'm sure whatever is meant to flow will flow. But before they do that, I have to say thank you so much to the amazing partners who make these conversations happen. I want to say thank you so much to Kings Developers Limited for always coming through. And I've said, if you're looking into owning a home with an ISO certified company, why don't you try Kings Developers Limited? They're a real estate company that have great apartments across the country. And I say they don't only cater to the upper ends, they have medium, and also they have affordable housing. So walk to their very beautiful, magnificent building in Upper Hill, Prism Tower. Simnaijua, yeah, they own that too. And go to 5th floor and say, Kings tumetumwa na Lynn, show us what you have. And also to say thank you to Eric and the entire team at Maridadi Motors for always coming through. Right now, if you know, looking to import a car, go talk to Maridadi Motors. Looking to enroll in a driving school, Maridadi Motors. Looking into investing in their circle, Maridadi Motors. And if you want to take your car for a good wash, na duvets na pia carpets, try Sparkling, also by Maridadi Motors. And now, guys, I want to let my guests today introduce themselves, but I want to say thank you so much for your support. We are heading to 1 million subscribers. We are still throwing the bash when that happens. So God, our bless Sana. And if you are watching this without having subscribed, please subscribe. It goes a long way. And now, of course, without further ado, please allow me to let my guests today introduce themselves again on our platform. Hello, hello.
Oh my gosh. We are so happy to be back. You know, it's a privilege when you're invited again.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, it's such a big honor.
Karibu
Thank
sana.
you. Your people.
LNN people.
I feel like there was a before and an after since you came for the show, and we're just so grateful. My name is Julie Karaoke.
Yeah.
I am a content creator on most platforms.
Yes.
I'm also a mother of 3 amazing boys and a wife to my hubby of 10 years.
Yeah.
Good.
My name is Pete.
Yes.
Karaoke. It's good to be back, Lynn. Hey, tumerudi. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Yes.
Unajua wanasema when they invite you back.
Yeah.
Hi.
Ni neema.
Sasa we are now part of the family.
We are part of the family. LNN.
Now we call you.
Yeah.
We call you now LNN residents.
Hey.
If we
That's
need
it.
advice on marriage, if we need advice on things that we are struggling with on the platform, we know.
Mabash, mna Twitter.
Yes, we know who to call. You know? So karibu.
Asante sana.
Thank
Asante
you.
sana.
Yeah.
It's a joy to be here. We had an amazing experience last time. Had a very good conversation. I really want to thank LNN family for picking what was important and throwing it out there.
Wow.
Yeah, so I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been watching and everyone who's been a part of this show. So thank you so much. My name is Pete Karaoke. I am a father, a husband.
Okay.
I'm a leadership enthusiast, and I am for Africa prospering.
Good.
So that's who I am. I
Yeah.
also lead a church. I'm a pastor. I'm part of a group, plus many other things. But today I'm here in the capacity of a husband and a father.
Yeah.
Plus, he went viral.
He went-
Oh,
Yani. Right now, what? On Instagram, it's at what? 6 million.
It's
plus.
yeah, we are almost 6.5 million.
Sijai enda viral.
So ma-
The number of people were like, who is this man? Where can you find him? I'm like, okay.
How was that for you though?
You know what? I've always known the gift he carries, right? I know the human that he is. And some people are like, oh, he's doing this for clout. And I'm like, I wish you knew, you know?
Yes.
But as in, we've just been reading on it and laughing and enjoying it.
Yeah.
People asking if I want a co-wife. And
Hey, barely member. Sisi, we are not on the Sisi, I know my people are not on the co-wife part. Sana wako
Yeah.
na ibeli meisha.
Barely Meisha. It's no
Imeisha.
longer being opened.
Oh.
Well, I'm sure there are remnants.
Yes.
I'm sure there are people. Oh gosh, they are. They are amazing men.
Yeah.
And it was so good to see this amazing narrative just being pushed, but also sad on the same hand to see that something that's normal is no longer normal.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How was because
That's what-
because you said it
Yes.
so casually.
Yes.
To you, this was not something you were saying anticipating it would go viral.
Yeah.
This is not something you said feeling like I'm
Yeah.
Malcolm X on
Yeah,
this right now.
nothing.
It's just something you
Yeah.
said.
Yeah.
It flew so naturally. When you saw the response, did it bother you that, as she has said, something that used to be so normal is no longer normal?
Yeah, it bothered me completely because, when something is degraded so much, and then there's one positive step, sometimes we celebrate that one step, yet that should be the norm. But it shows you how that thing has been degraded so much. If you're in a dark room, for example, and all the lights are switched off, just one flicker will mean so much, not knowing that we're supposed to be in the light. The room is supposed to be lit up. But because we switched off the light generations after generation on a matter, so one flicker of light, we're all celebrating and dancing, and it's fine. What broke my heart, Lynn, was what should be normal is no longer normal. What should be part of our culture in terms of kindness is no longer part of our culture. And that was the other side for me. But I'm glad that we can get back to that place again.
We can get to that place.
Yeah, we can get back.
Like, I'm also really excited because I know I think for me the impact was seeing how many people shared it, was seeing even men participate in that conversation.
Right? Yeah.
It was nice to see other men in agreement. It was nice for also men who could not comment for whatever reasons were able to see the craving from their women. They were able to see the desire from their women, their daughters, their mothers on what we should be able to get in a relationship when we are going through what we are going through. Right? Yeah, and if you guys, you are watching and maybe you missed that, I would want you to go watch the whole episode because it's why we are here right now. Last time we extensively spoke about you guys, your marriage, meeting each other, of course, loss and grief and all these things. And it was towards the end of the conversation where you said something powerful. Can you remember? Or
Yes.
do I remind you? What did you say?
Is it the issue about becoming good
Lovers, parents and
bad
bad
lovers?
lovers.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, this is so true. Sometimes we are great parents, but we are bad lovers. And I asked you, sorry guys, I asked you, do you think this is true? And you said, absolutely. It's true. Number one, have you ever been a good parent to your kids and a bad lover to him?
Yes. Times 10. Because, when you have a child, you feel like this child depends. You don't feel, it's actually the truth that this child depends on you, on everything. Their life literally depends on you. But here there's an adult. You can fend for yourself. You can take care of yourself. So sometimes you're conflicted in that way as a mom. So here you have a newborn, a delicate baby, and then someone is here again needing you. You're like, for now, please sort yourself. Please sort yourself. And that's what happens. And before you know it, he's in another room. Before you know it, your lives are completely different. I'm obsessed with these children. We hardly meet. I am mom mode throughout. I'm never dressed in any sexual way. Like, I don't look good. You understand? Because when you're a mom, you're a mom. Like, you're dressed in all this deras and they have a zip and there's milk stain.
and
You're in full mom mode. Your hair, you don't even remember the last time it was made, you know? And then there's this man who comes home and he's appreciating what you're doing, but he just can't seem, there's just something there. And it takes a light bulb moment, or even sometimes when a conversation, if you can even have the strength to have that conversation for, babe, you've left me behind. And we've had that conversation several times in our marriage, that so I used to work, right? The Julie that would go upstairs after work, I'm dressed there, high heels, I'm looking fly. The Julie that comes down the stairs is I look like, I'm dressed in extremely comfortable clothes. And sometimes comfort for me is baggy, ugly, you know?
Yes.
The woman that goes up and the woman that comes down, completely different women. And now I'm mom mode. There's no time for, how's your day? How are you, babe? No, it's now children. Have you eaten? Have you done this? Have you done this? Have you done this? And before you know it, the husband is neglected. And that's what I'm speaking from experience. Yeah.
Wow. So did you catch it when she was mom mode, when she was like, when you felt like, hey, dem wangu alienda wapi? Why did it bother you, or did you leave room for, she's a mom right now, she's a mom right now, let me let her be?
It affected me. By the way, when children come, the first casualty is a man.
What do you mean?
The first person to be affected in the marriage relationship is a man.
Huh?
Yes, when children come. No, I'm not talking about children, Nini and everything. And I talked about it last time when I appreciated the changes our wives are going through.
Yeah.
But in the marriage, the first person who feels they've been shortchanged is usually the man, the husband. Why? Because there's nothing that kicks in strongly to a woman than her mother instincts. When she has a baby, her nurturing instincts kick in so strongly that sometimes she can forget I was a wife. She can forget I had someone else who was part of this equation.
Yeah.
And so I saw, and I can't blame it. Now that we have 3 kids, we are more deliberate, and we've been more deliberate after successive kids to not let that slide into oblivion.
Okay.
All right? Because you can let it slide into oblivion. Zila's omtoya mekam. God bless us.
Let me give you
Miracle.
Yes.
We are blessed. We are waiting for this child for too long. Let's raise the children. And the more you raise the children, the more you're drifting away from each other. You're drifting away from each other. So the guy becomes affected. One, I told you last time, Lynn, the doctor tells you, don't touch her. Okay? Mpatie 6 weeks, 7 weeks, 8 weeks, don't touch. Tupone. And it's understandable. Then after that, the baby now sleep. If you bring the baby into your room, for example, halali usiku, all right, has taken up the space, especially of the mom, so much. Wewe ni third party, wewe unakuanga tu third party.
Kamejifix.
Kadogo tu kako tu hapo tu, you know, everywhere, sitting room, bedroom, yani uko, I need my space back, you know, very tiny. So they invade the space. They take, and sometimes you feel as a man. And then you know what else happens, Lynn, in our African context? Guess who comes?
A house help.
House help checks in.
Yes.
And who's the house help for?
The mom.
The mom.
And the baby.
And the baby. Sasa unasukumwa tu kando. And then who else comes in our African context?
The parents.
The mom.
The mom.
Hey, sasa unatoka tu pole.
You're no longer needed here.
We need to yoherio.
You need the uji, you need the
njahe.
soup, you need the njahe, you know?
Look the way I'm saying, like I've been there.
So, kidogo, you're no longer needed in the sitting room, you're no longer needed in the bedroom, you're no longer needed in the house, you're no longer needed in her space. And now you have to look for meaning elsewhere. And that's why now, if you're not careful, you drift apart. And I was saying the first casualty is usually the man when children come. in the marriage relationship, it's because of that. Because the home, the setting in a house is very much pro the wife.
Yeah, the mother.
The environment is very pro the woman. It's very much pro woman.
Yeah.
All right?
Hey,
So if you're not careful,
we yako hapo ni TV tu.
we hata TV sasa
Hata TV, no?
hata huwashi juu umeambia volume. Volume. You can't watch, you can't listen to music because the baby has to sleep.
And you know, even before that, he had to get rid of all his colognes and deodorants.
Colognes.
Because I was pregnant and I hated it.
They're in the car. You dress up in the car.
Literally his closet, some of it was in the car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even to the day, but then you
Everything.
still
They
have
have
some
everything in
colognes.
the car.
Because
you get
he
used to
can't
dressing
apply
up
it in the house.
car.
I'll throw up.
Yeah. So Lynn, you're being pushed out.
Yes.
Pushed out. So baby has come, number 1. Number 2, house help has come.
Then
Number 3,
mommy.
mom has come, mom-in-law. Your own mother has come. Her sisters have come, if she has sisters. Hauna space anymore. And you can't be colliding with people in the corridors every time. So if you're not intentional to come back and cling to each other, that state can be so normal and you can drift apart.
And you become complete strangers.
And you become complete strangers.
Complete.
And the man finds meaning elsewhere,
Yeah.
finds meaning at work, goes ahead and just becomes busy, anaanza side gig ingine, comes home late, you know,
Yeah.
because everything has changed.
Finds another person to listen to him.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
you
some
know,
go, yeah.
finds another person to listen to, finds another person to talk to, you know, listen to him and stuff like that. So it's a very delicate situation. And I always say this, anything left unattended to always gravitates towards chaos. Yeah. Lynn, if we were to come here, ulienda Australia with a team.
Yeah.
Maybe if no one stepped into this house and the house was cleaned before you left and no one touches it, no one attends to it. So you'll check your safi.
Yes.
For a month, 2 months, you won't come back to a clean house.
Yeah.
You'll come
It'll
back
be
to
dusty.
a dusty house. You'll come back to
There'll be
cobwebs.
bugs. Yeah.
No one did anything. No one touched anything. So a marriage and a relationship that is left unattended to gravitate towards chaos. That is it's an order of life.
Yeah. Wow.
And so if you don't work against the grain and come, because it's not magic. Marriage see magic. Ati, you know, abracadabra, you know, kitu may happen. No, work.
So, is this a conversation? Because kids are going to come and look at her innocently. Because the truth is, I need 6 months.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can do. If the doctor says I need 6 weeks to pona,
Yeah.
I
It is what
need
it
those
is.
weeks.
Yeah.
And I can only imagine, allow me to toa watoto, please. I can only imagine if, for example, the doctor says, even me, I won't feel like I want it as a woman. I won't feel like I want to be intimate as a woman because, of course, there is a self-esteem, and then there is
You're healing.
I'm healing.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
want. So
hormones.
no matter what happens, I can't help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I help you in other ways, but I'm just helping you. But I'm not into it. I'm not into it. But you can see from a woman's perspective, she's so innocent. I need to heal. There is a new thing right here. Maybe I'm experiencing this for the very first time. Of course, if the moms comes and the house help, that's your joy. You can get some sleep here and there. So for you as a woman, would you have wanted this conversation to happen? Would you have wanted to know how to handle your man before you got the kids?
You know, I don't think anything prepares you because I have I have an older sister. I have an older brother I'm very close to the wife, and you know his sister had a child before. So I have all these people ahead of me. But you see, experiences are so different. And like I said, I have 3 boys, right? So the first one, he was neglected. The second one, he neglected me.
Mayo.
Yeah. So it ranges. So now I started feeling resentment, pure resentment. Because he thought she needs space. And this baby, now I didn't want space. I wanted him there with me. And he got into work. He would come home 9, 10. I've been home with the baby, and I have 2 smaller boys, so a newborn as well. And I'm like, where have you been? He's like, goes to bed. Doesn't even want to talk. He's eaten wherever he was.
Yes.
Yani, boiling with anger. And it got to a point I had that conversation with him and I was like, I think I don't like you anymore. Yeah. It ranges. So nothing can really prepare you. It's now when you're in it, the baby is here, and now start talking about those things. Like, babe, I want us to step out, let's go for a walk. So you put your baby in the pram, stroller, get out together, take a walk. Or put the baby in the car seat or whatever, just so evil. And you know, some of these other changes is also, I go to the back seat when I have a newborn. I no longer sit in the co-driver seat. I move to the back because of safety. So I'm at the back holding a newborn. Of course, someone might sit at the front. So there's this separation that just happens. And you're now a passenger again. It just feels so strange, yeah? Yeah, but definitely it's nothing really prepares you for. But when you're in it, right there is now when you start talking about it. Pick it up now as a husband. Pick it up as early as possible and say, I want us to do date night. Because mom is here. I need you to be as comfortable as possible. And it's not easy leaving a child behind. It's very hard, even if it's for 30 minutes. It's usually very hard, especially for the first child. But just have those conversations. These are people we can trust. We are not going too far. It's actually the restaurant just near home. Let's go have our time alone. Those things help.
Okay.
A lot.
She said you neglected her. Was it influenced by her actions when the first baby came? Did you read the room and you knew even when the next baby comes, I'm not wanted, so wacha mi nijipe shughuli?
Yes, that's what happened. So it was trauma. It was trauma.
But this is a response, yeah.
It was a trauma behavior because we were experiencing it for the first time. And there are many changes, Lynn. You know, for a man, I'll tell you this, you get confused. So your wife is breastfeeding, all right? Unashindwa maziwa ni ya mtoto, like, so you're like, sasa mtu handle maziwa aje, sasa
I can say it for you. So you're like, the tear is mine, the baby.
Yeah, thank you, I didn't want to say that.
That's not on you, it's on me.
So you're like, enyewe. There's been a coup that has happened. And I have been overthrown. You get.
But then does it get to a place where you start disliking this baby?
So at times you get frustrated, all right? So because this was our first baby, and remember, Lynn, I shared last time.
Yes.
Me, I made up my mind to be involved in my marriage and in parenting. So I was observing and seeing all these changes going on. So I'm seeing the change, I'm seeing the milk, I'm seeing everything, I'm seeing don't touch me, I'm seeing, experiencing all that. Not now, not today, you know, get thee behind me, not today.
I never said that.
Well, not today.
Maybe my actions did, but not my mouth.
Yeah, but there are many changes. So, of course, your mind freezes that experience and tells you, bro, the next baby, jipange. So you freeze that experience of the separation and everything, and as a man sometimes you think this is how every other baby will be. So you now start bracing for impact. So in my bracing for impact with number 2, I think I decided to separate fast before the separation came.
Actually, it was the last born. The number 2, the good thing is it was pandemic, so you had to be home.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the last born.
Yeah, the last one is this last one. You left me unattended.
The last born.
It was bad.
Last born to
I'm
you.
still not happy.
You still not moved on.
I still need to heal.
Yeah. So we have to, and it's because, Lynn, I think like I said earlier, the home is designed and everything in a house speaks and shouts, woman, woman, wife, wife, woman, woman, mother, mother. And now look at all these people who are coming when the baby comes. So you have to find something that can keep you, and for you see, like for me with our small babies, they are very with the mom. So I tend to start, and I love my kids equally, all of them. I love them so much. But I tend to start bonding with my kids so much when they get to probably 2.5 or 1.5, when they're a bit more independent and they can respond to me as a father.
Yes.
All right. So from year 0 to 1.5, they are with the mom. For the mom.
Mom is popular.
Mom is, I may overthrow government, I may overthrow kila kitu.
They are loyal.
The food has changed at home. I'm like, Ati, what are we eating again today? You know, because diet has shifted. Diet has shifted at home. Everything has
So if
changed.
the kid is doing malenge,
Because I'm like, why are we cooking different foods? So I won't put spices. Maybe when you start weaning, I won't put spices. So we are eating bland food, you know. And he's just like, because he's a spice guy.
Mean him to a spice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So will you now have your separate sufuria and the dish and everything?
And who has
you're
the
just
time?
And who has the time? You're alone.
Where is the time?
Where is the
Three
time?
children.
We are here for the baby and the woman and the mother.
You jipange.
You go take your masala fries wherever you take them.
And then if you don't come and eat home, it's a problem.
It's a huge problem. Where are you eating?
Oh,
Who's feeding you?
Who cooked for you?
Where did you eat? Who cooked for you? Let me tell you the dilemma. And so, Lynn, you start deviating.
Yeah.
You start having different experiences, and the mother, what kicks in is nurturing. The man, what kicks in is providing for the family. So now you have two separate drives for life.
Yeah.
So her, she's consumed with nurturing. Mimi, I've seen my firstborn son has come. Do you know what's going through my mind? Atakula nini?
You're already been thinking about school fees. And he's
Where will they go
2
to
months
school?
old.
Do I even have an inheritance for them?
Yes. Yes.
All right?
That's your 3 boys.
And now we have 3. So those are the things that went through my mind. And what does that do for me as a man? I now get into work more because I want to provide more. I want to provide a good house, a good environment, good education, good healthcare.
You can't
and
mess
everything.
up.
I can't mess up. And my instinct is, Pete, level up, go get the hustle out. So me, I'm leveling up hustle. She's leveling up nurturing.
And nurturing is tough, eh? You know, sometimes I feel like work is what you used to. You have colleagues, it's fun, you laugh in the office. I think sometimes the work environment can be fun. Home, it's not, there's nothing fun there. It's, kwanza me, because I pump. So, because I give birth to very small babies, so they have to catch up and all that. So every 2 hours, I'm pumping, I'm breastfeeding, I'm pumping. Like, that's my life. And these things they're using to pump and breast, they have to be washed and sterilized. So it's a
And not
cycle.
everyone knows how to handle them.
I don't trust a lot of,
Someone
because of,
else will handle that.
So you're
Yeah,
still the
someone
one
else
doing
will
it.
sterilize.
So there's an extreme, and do you remember you've not slept the whole night? Ojalala? You've not slept for months at this point. So there's a key anger you have. There's just, you're so mad. And then now this human being is coming home late because he was hustling. What do you mean? You know? Or
you passed by to eat your masala.
like, what? Oh, you're lucky, you know, and your body, the aches when you've delivered a child, their aches, their pains, their medication. Kwanza mimi, I take so much medication after delivering, CS medication, blood pressure medication, what else? There's so much.
Pain medication.
I usually have like a container like this.
Yes.
Yeah, antibiotics. And you're looking at this guy. So you even start hating the way they look. Like,
Guy.
he seated across the room like this. Look at his hands. They're idle.
Yes.
He's not holding a baby. Because once you put the baby in his hands, the baby screams for some reason. So it's you. Look at him sleeping.
He can afford to sleep.
He can sleep.
He can sleep through the night.
Worthless nipples. They can't do nothing for nobody.
Yeah, they are worthless. I still don't know why God put them there, by the way. Naangalianga hivi nashindwa. What are these
for? Accessories. What are they for?
By the way,
You've been suckled, you've pumped.
Yeah, kwa hapa
You're in pain.
analala tu.
Maziwa zinamwagika, you're changing tops.
Yeah.
You're smelling. Breast milk doesn't smell nice. So you're going through all this. And then this man is just seated there. He doesn't have a scar on his body. Those who deliver the vaginal way, they have to sit on these salt baths and things.
Yeah.
Those things are tough. Yeah. And you imagine, Mr. Man is just there. Actually, akikuliza, nini, uliona ile shati yangu? Oh my God. Have you seen my shirt? Have you seen my shoes?
So you see the drift.
Resentment
builds naturally.
so fast. And then, God forbid, maybe you have a financial challenge. So maybe you're going through a tough season, right? Because sometimes these babies can come when maybe you don't plan yourself well. And then now you ask even for maybe diaper money. And he's like, I don't think I have. You just want to ululate outside the window and call the neighbors to come and look at him. Look at
this
this
one.
man.
Hata diaper. You had one responsibility. Bring diapers. One job.
One job only.
You can't.
You know, and it's a real situation.
You want to call the neighbors?
Oh my God. And you know, when men are not doing very well financially, they're not pleasant. They're not nice. They're not calling you babe. No. So he's cranky, he's moody.
By the way, why is that? Why is it that when men are, or they sense, you know, hapa kafain, Mimi, I can tell you, me, my partner is like 99% ever happy. But wait until he experiences a financial.
Unaweza tu kupata fever.
Ni nini mbani?
They are
Mbono uko na
sleeping,
mood?
they are moody. What is it?
What is,
It's
why?
because, you see, society, and I think I'll say this as we go, but society knows how to rally around the woman. Okay? It knows how to rally around the woman. Whether it's grief, whether it's childbirth, whether it's success, there's a way. There's a way I see people celebrating my wife. I'm like, hey, look at you. Look at your life. Look at your life. Look at your life.
No, to be like, see my life.
So society knows how to, and I think it's because also woman to woman, sister to sister, you know how to be there for each other.
For sure.
So there are things in her stepping into motherhood, she's helped. I used to think there's a lot of help for her.
Yes.
Provision.
Jipange.
Manze, who is coming to deposit what in your account? No one. Who is coming to give you rent? No one. Who is coming to help you buy? No one. So you find yourself in this space where if you don't figure it out, no one will figure it out on your behalf. And because as men, we don't have the sensitivity that our sisters have, because I see how people respond to my wife, sisterhood. It's very natural and normal. Sometimes as men, unless you have some solid brothers and friends who can stand with you, your mind immediately goes to provision. And if you sense it's not there, you sense there's no money, you sense there's no financing, there's no provision, you feel like your journey of failure has begun as a man. That's why you start becoming moody, you start becoming, you sulk, you can sleep for 15 hours because that element starts screaming to you, failure. You can't even afford, you can't even take her somewhere, you can't pay school fees, you're a failure.
You can't buy, because sometimes because of this thing that's pushed, push gift. When you deliver a baby that gets, so there are times I give birth around the same time with some people I follow online or what, and I see they got this Mercedes. Because they've given birth.
Mercedes.
There's a friend of mine, she's given birth to she's given birth to 2 boys. I think for each boy she's bought her an apartment, Kilimani, an appointment, Kilileshwa. I'm like, Julie.
Tulikosea Mungu wapi?
Where push gift diapers?
What do you mean? Hey, so you start asking, what's this? You know, and sometimes your mind, if you allow, of course, if you're mature and whatever, but you know, sometimes if you allow your mind to go that route, to be like, this guy is not even appreciating what I've done, you know. But now, if you're mature again, you're able to know it's just a situation right now. It will pass, and you know your husband is such a gift in a way. But now, our first baby, it was extremely tough in terms of our relationship, and because all these people came in and all that. So by the time I was able to look at my husband in the eye, was perhaps maybe year one of, you know, and that's a whole year of, you know, we never used to fight vibaya, but he wasn't in my radar. And it's not out of, I hate him. It's just, I'm bringing up this child that needs me 120%. So he wasn't in my radar. Then at that 1 year mark is when you look, oh my God, where is our marriage? You know? Yeah. That's when now you start looking at, of course, this time, maybe you've been intimate and all that, but there's just something that's not there, you know, compared to before you had kids.
Do you think a lot of affairs happen around that time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do happen.
Yes.
Because something changes significantly. It does. And one is feeling emotionally deprived. The other one is probably feeling physically deprived. Yeah. So you're depriving each other. Those two things. So one is feeling emotionally, you're not here. The man is feeling physically, you're not here. Okay? So if you don't address those things, again, if something is not attended to, it gravitates towards chaos. And the chaos here could be, as a man, you start now figuring things out on your own. She starts figuring out things on her own. And one thing leads to another. And then you end up becoming bad lovers, but you love your children and you're good parents. And you'll be there for them. And you will support them. And you will do anything for them, but you can't stand each other.
So what happened is now around that 9 months to 1 year mark is now when he says, babe, I miss you. And I'm looking at him like, so you're always here. Like, what do you mean you miss me? Like, every day we are together. And it's like, I miss you as my wife, you know? And for me, I dropped that defense thing for, but you're being unfair. How can I be your wife right now? You know, and I let those words sink into me. And I was like, okay, what did Julie used to do before? I used to do date nights. I used to dress up for him. I used to cook for him. I used to do all these nice things for him. Because sometimes when you hire someone, they don't cook like the way you cook, you know, and you will have to just compromise because, you know, you're trying to just adjust to their cooking and all that. So I was like, okay, date nights, we'll introduce them. And initially, we'd even go with the baby sometimes because I was still not settled with a nanny. Yeah. And then now with time, even sometimes used to do the date nights in the house. You tandika duvet on the floor, you do like a picnic in the living room. Yes. And it's exclusively, this is me and you time. Baby's asleep for the next 3 hours, it's you and me, you know, and we put our nice movies. Like there's a time we didn't watch a movie together for, my God, like even a year, you know, because just life, you know, and he enjoys maybe action movies, sci-fi. I don't like such things. Me, I like dramatic comedy or romance. You know, those are the things I like. So he now also comes into my space and let's watch a romantic movie. And, you know, I go to his space and I'm like, okay, today let's watch our sci-fi. You know, and that's when, yes. So my Julie is back. My baby is back. You know, slowly by slowly, he can see you putting the effort. There's a day I looked at my deras. I had like 7 of them. So many different colors. Zingine colors, they look like githeri. So many. Eh? I looked at them and I said, are these bettering my marriage? No.
Sasa deras imefanya.
Sasa deras because me chill.
Nilizikunja, I folded them and I give them away. And I looked for nice loungewear. That when my husband comes in after work, he sees me in this loungewear, I'm comfortable, but I'm looking really nice. He'll see me and he'll be like, hi, babe. You know?
You know?
So I switched to that. And with time, you can see the excitement. He was coming home at 9. Today's 7. He's at home. Yeah? Before you know it, 4 p.m.
Ako home.
Nasikia gari kinini. Traffic. And it's those little changes. Yeah. And I'll even text him and tell him, by the way, I've made this for you today. Hey, bro, we'll be home 3:30. You know? And that way. And now we started even having those conversations for, let's take turns. So now with our babies, the last 2, we have shifts. We work in shifts. So because I don't sleep at night and I'm a night owl, I work at night better. So he'd tell me to go to bed around 6 p.m., 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, until around 10. He's with the baby. I've pumped the milk. He's taking care of the baby. And now I go to bed and sleep. And then now from around midnight, it's my shift. And that's when even I'll tell moms and even women, trust your husband. They won't kill this child. Because I know a lot of us think we are the heroes of this story. We are the only people who can keep these children alive. It's some form of pride. It's a form of pride that you can't even trust someone else with your child. Learn to delegate. Learn to release them. Of course, people you trust. People you have the best interest. I know the dad would never have the worst interest. Yeah. And there are times I know he'll delay with bottle feeding time because the baby's asleep. I'm like, no, because our babies are born small, you have to wake them up. So waking them up is a process, but you have to wake them up.
Involve them.
Yes, wake them up, feed. It's a whole process because there's a way to warm this milk. This milk cannot be put in the microwave. It cannot be put in the sufuria. There's a way to warm it.
Yes.
There's a way to swirl. You can't shake breast milk like this. You'll destroy it. You swirl it. All these things he had to learn. He has to learn how to wash these bottles and sterilize them. And so involve them. And then now and after my 10 p.m. now I've woken up, I come to the living room and I find them there with the baby. There's so much love you feel towards this person because now you're being teammates. You have one goal of you're nurturing this guy. Soon he'll be up. Another thing that we do is sleep train. Let me tell you, sleep training will save your marriage. And it doesn't have to be the hardcore, but at least make sure there's a way this baby can sleep maybe consecutively 4 hours. The first days, 4 hours of sleep, bottle, 4 hours of sleep, breast milk, like that. It will save your marriage. But a baby who's constantly waking up, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes, you will be so angry at each other because you're so sleep deprived. You know, both of you are walking around the house like zombies. You will hate each other so much. So the best thing is, as early as you can, invest in sleep training. And you can even do it yourself. There are videos you watch, you know, sleep train this child so that you know at least between this and this time they're asleep. Yeah. You can step out, you come back. Yeah. Sometimes even takes me to the gas station, hapo karibu petrol station. There's like a coffee joint there. We grab whatever, we come back in the car and I feel so good. Sometimes you'll tell me, babe, go to the supermarket, because that used to be my time of unwinding. Yes. I rush because the baby's asleep. So it's very important for you, for the sake of your marriage. And then now invest in date nights. Date nights don't have to be expensive. They don't have to be bougie. They don't have to be what? There's a time used to go, you see these restaurants inside a supermarket. We go there. Maximum date between us would be 600 or 400. But we've talked, we've had our adult time. Invest, yeah. And then as soon as you can, sometimes as we do it at around 1 year, the baby has to leave our room. You have to. So you just have a conversation with this child. You served your time. We love you so much, but it's time.
It's time for you to go.
To get out.
To your
and
own
they
room.
live with everything, baby. If you come to my room right now, you would never think I have a baby. There's no basin. There's no any baby. It's an adult center now. Before you'd find baby shawls, what?
Pampers.
You won't see a diaper in my room. I refuse now. No, we transfer you, we bless you because you've sleep trained them. You leave them in their room, or they share with their brothers or whatever, and you make sure they're comfortable. If they cry from there, you address them there, you leave them there, you go back to. That's how you create this environment. Wow. If you're having any issues, sometimes women go through dryness or low libido. These are real issues. See a doctor. Don't allow that to prolong. I know people who've not been intimate after a baby for 9 months, 1 year. That is recipe for disaster. I'm telling you, infidelity will come in like no one's business. Or just other things. They'll start coming into your marriage. So if you're feeling extreme dryness, there are things that will be given by a doctor. You'll be good. You won't even believe. You just pack her, you'll be fine. Or you swallow some medication and you'll be fine.
Yes.
So there are remedies to these things. And then now set the environment in your home.
Set the mood.
Set the mood in the room. How does this room smell when he walks in? Is it smelling of milk or diapers? Or, of course, that won't do nothing for you.
Yes.
So, or light your candles or air freshener, something.
Good.
Set the mood. How is the bed spread? Just set the mood. We know this is adults only. This is our space. And that's how you start now becoming friends. But definitely, I know for a fact that children can affect your marriage. That one I know. And I've seen it. I've seen the negative impacts of it. Yeah, 100%.
Hear that? The daras, did they affect you? Because they say men are visual creatures.
Yeah.
Would you look at her and you are like, hey?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Be nice.
Yeah. You can't remove that from a man.
Yeah.
You can't. There are things that actually, I think they are strengths. It's a strength. How you use it, it's up to you. You can use it for good or use it for bad, but it's a strength.
Yeah.
So, of course, the daras, how the space used to look like. And I don't have a problem with daras, but if all you can afford is a dara, it's fine.
No, I still have nice
Kunja,
ones. There's a way to...
Kunja, just wake up
is
spice. Is spice.
These are very nice outfits. Those ones.
Yeah. So,
but there's a way.
There's a way.
Yeah. So if that's all you can, that's fine. It's okay. But make the environment work for you, all right? So that the guy is not drifting away in terms of environment is not working, personality is not working, temperament is now not working, And Lynn, the reason why this is important is because we've discovered that your fulfillment in life is tied to the quality of relationships you have, all right? The low the quality of relationships you have, the less fulfilled you are in life. And this is true for a family relationship, husband-wife relationship, parent-child relationship, work relationship. So if those relationships are not working, your fulfillment in life will go down.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's that big.
It's that big. So we're not just talking to say, oh, no. We know if your marriage is good, your fulfillment in life will be high.
Yeah.
If your ability to parent your children and you have a good relationship with your kids is good, your fulfillment is high. If your relationship with your folks is good, your fulfillment in life is high.
That's right.
If your relationship at work is good, imagine working in an environment where you don't like each other. It's a bad environment.
It is.
All right? Now imagine being in a marriage where you don't like each other and you're just hanging there because of the kids. It doesn't matter what you tell us. It doesn't matter what you try and cover. There's no fulfillment. There's a part of you that is deficient. There's a part of you that feels something is missing in my relationship with my wife and I'm not fulfilled. This is why making this work is critical for your fulfillment in life if you're married. It's critical for your fulfillment in life. They did a study. They're doing something called blue zones. They're studying blue zones. So blue zones are regions in the world right now where they've studied and said the quality of life is high and longevity. People live long in those places. And they studied and tried to find out what makes blue zones. And those blue zones are shrinking, by the way, by the day. And they discovered, Lynn, the blue zones become blue zones because of one, quality of relationships. Yeah. How husband and wife relate. How grandma and grandkids. By the way, they said in the blue zones, they discovered that a home, or a homestead that has a grandma or grandfather around and the grandkids, children hardly get sick.
Oh.
Children don't get sick. So their life
story.
is prolonged. But now we have places where the enemy, the devil, is a liar. He comes and tells you, you don't need your mother, you don't need your sister, you don't need your husband, you don't need your wife, you can do all this by yourself. It's a lie from hell. Because we are as good as the quality of relationships we have. And so, Lynn, our coming back here was to say, we want marriages to be okay. Because if you and your husband are okay, and you and your wife are okay, your fulfillment in life will be at an all-time high. This one here, if this is okay, you will find a way of just figuring things out. Yeah? So let's not accept these lies where what he can do, I can do.
No, I can do better.
I can do better.
Yes.
I can do better.
Not just do, not
I
just
can
do.
do better.
I can do better.
I can do it by myself. Let's not accept those, because what it's doing, it's damaging the relational fabric. It's damaging the relational fabric. So at one point, you look at your husband, you're like, I don't need you anymore. All right? I don't need this relationship anymore. You think you'll be okay, but you're damaging a relational fabric. You're weakening your fulfillment in life. And so build this. Become better lovers. Don't let your children, who are a blessing to you, be the reason why you guys are drifting apart. Don't let your children be the reason. They were a blessing. Simuliombe watoi.
Sindio.
Na wakakam. And they've come. So don't neglect each other. Be intentional in loving, chasing each other, loving, being humble, being kind to each other, going out even when you don't feel like going out, doing the things that you don't feel like doing, to keep this thing still going.
And let me tell you, there's something I had when I was a child on Oprah show a long time ago. I remember when the TV was black and white. And it was, this couple was saying that their marriage is more important than the children. And I remember thinking, this is so mean. And I recently had it from another couple, an older couple here in Kenya, say that. And I was like, what does this mean, you know? And more, I'm seeing that when husband and wife, mom and dad, that's when you guys are okay, that's the best gift you can give to your children.
Correct.
Because it's a generational thing. They'll grow up seeing that. That's what they'll emulate even in their marriages. And I know sometimes, unfortunately, some marriages have not worked out, and this is not to bash anybody, but just to say that when you guys are good, It's just an example. My son, our eldest, is 7 now. He keeps complaining, you guys are always going out. You guys are always traveling without us. Yes. So the dad one day told him, it's because mom is my girlfriend and I have to spend time with her because we don't want the love to die. And I saw him, okay, like something, a light bulb was in his head. So even now we're telling him, mom and daddy are going to travel soon. And it's like, oh yeah, because you guys, you don't want to break up, because you guys have to make this work, because you guys want to have fun together. I was like, yes. And if you're good, you guys will be good. So you need to set this example to them and show them. There's something important I want to talk about when it comes to this issue of good parents but bad lovers. Another thing women do, and I include myself in that, is we want to teach our husbands to be fathers. We want to teach him. We feel like we are the superior parent.
Correct.
Right?
Go there. Speak it. Say it.
Why didn't you talk about it when
Say
you had the
it. I didn't want to say it. I wanted you to say it.
And we are teaching him.
Yeah.
We are superior. We know. We came with the manual from heaven. And now you're telling him, no, that's not how you hold a baby. Guy, no, it was, no. Leave him. If you drop that baby, it is baby. Well, of course, that's an extreme.
Yes,
but yeah, let him shower the baby. Let him not put a sweater on the baby. It's okay. Like, it's okay, you know. And I feel a lot of people have labeled their husbands as careless, as, I can't leave my husband with the kids for a night. What is that even? Let them. There are times I call my hubby, I've left, maybe a Saturday I've gone somewhere and I call and he's like, oh yeah, we're still watching TV. And I'm like, have you guys eaten? It's 3. No, we've not eaten. And I think, will they die? No.
See, it's their father.
Tuendelee na life.
Leave. And then now you start panicking. Look for chips and give them.
Indomie.
Indomie, something unhealthy.
Yes.
No vegetables on site.
It's
It's their father.
Yes.
And I think we even want to teach them how to discipline. And I'm talking this as I speak to myself. Sometimes I feel like he's not, because I'm the disciplinarian. Am I the disciplinarian? I think you're the headmaster.
Yes.
Like, I come to you now when things are really bad.
Yeah.
But like, every day, it's me who does it. Right? And I would tell him, I don't feel like you're doing this the right way. You should spank this way, or you should do time out this way. Yeah. Do something. Take him out. Something. And slowly by slowly I started knowing, stop this completely. Because I can't teach, I've never been a father. What am I teaching him? I am not a dad, Let your partner do the things the way he knows how.
Yes.
Of course, there's room for improvement, but don't be a teacher in the marriage. You will ruin it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Absolutely. Well said.
Well
I
said.
know you've said it. It needs to be said.
Yeah, and vice versa. I know there are men also who, my mom never used to do this.
Yeah.
Hey.
My mom.
Niliona TikTok.
Yeah, you saw something like that.
That a man told the lady, my mother never used to, go marry your mother.
Hey.
Wow. Yeah, it can get there. Yeah. My mom,
Sasa
my mom handled
the changamoto
so
challenges that come in marriage, because you're trying to reference from somewhere, you're trying to pick from what you saw somewhere.
Family grounds.
Family backgrounds, your mom, your dad, your sister, your elder brother did this. And sometimes if those parties are introduced in what you're doing, it even creates more resentment against those people.
For sure.
Because you're like, when you're trying to say, I'm not able to do it, So, Lynn, I think the bottom line here is you can't leave this thing unattended to. You have to work. It's hard work. And if a bad relationship at work can make you feel some type of way, imagine now
a bad marriage. Do you agree that your marriage is more important than your children?
100%. These kids will come and go.
Yes.
Yeah, they'll come and go. Yeah.
It's a hard one to swallow.
They'll come and go. They'll come, serve their time, leave the house, and they'll leave me with my beautiful wife.
One of the allow me to ask you, it just crossed my mind. I was just having this conversation the other day with my partner, and I was like, even though things did not quite work the way they were supposed to work with my mom, I've appreciated, the more I grow up, the more I'm appreciating one thing my mom did. She never said anything evil about my dad.
Yes.
And I was seeing, even in when you're still married, you will have these parents who will constantly tell their children bad things about their spouses.
Yes.
Like you'll find she'll say bad things about you to your sons,
Yes.
or you will say bad things about her too. Do you
Yes.
think that's an issue?
is.
How should parents talk? How should people in marriage talk to their children about their lovers or about the people they're in marriage with?
Yeah, you as a parent, you don't raise rebels in your house. Don't bring up children to rebel against your partner, because it's gonna backfire on you. So don't. For example, let me give an example, and this happened to us at some point, and it even happened vice versa.
Yeah.
The time I was very busy when we were not okay because of our last born child.
Yeah.
I went into work, all right? Because of what my wife was feeling, at some point she started telling our firstborn son, Daddy's still at work. Him is always working.
Hey.
So anytime I'm interacting with my son, I can tell he views me from, but Daddy, you're always working. But Daddy, you're always away. But Daddy, you won't be there for me. You get? So I could tell there's been an ongoing frustration that is now trickling to the child. And we talked about it. I said, by the way, if we have to handle anything here, let's handle it here. As far as our children are concerned, let's not raise them to have anything against any of us. Okay? The same way, I can't start telling my son, and sometimes I've done that when some of them, because they are boys, I'm like, mommy won't take you there because she's not,
Yes.
she won't take you there because she can't walk for too long, all right?
Yeah.
Or mommy won't accept you to go and do those dangerous things because she doesn't like them. So the kids grow up knowing
Mom
is boring.
Mom is boring, dad is fun,
Yes.
all right? Mom is boring, dad is fun. So you're trying to, you're separating your children and you're forcing them to have favorites, to prefer the dad or to prefer the mom. So if you have issues you're dealing with here, just deal with them here. When it comes to your children, come as a unit, come as a team, all right? And if you can't, and if your son or daughter or someone comes and asks you something, just ask them, what has mommy said about this? Or what has daddy said about this?
Okay.
Then they start knowing, okay, kumbe you guys talk.
It's a team.
Kumbe you guys talk.
Yeah, even discipline. Yeah.
Even discipline.
Discipline, kwanza, that one is a big one, because now I can tell my son, no, I said no juice right now. Maybe afternoon when it's
I'll
a bit
tell
warmer.
Daddy.
You won't even tell, you
No.
just go to daddy.
Eh.
Daddy, can I have some juice? And the daddy, because maybe he's doing something. He's like, okay, sure. I see someone in the fridge. What are you doing? Daddy said I can take. So he said, now it's tag team.
Yes.
What has mommy said? Mommy said I can take later. So
Good, come
take
later.
Yes. And then maybe if the dad first said yes, I can't say no. So I'll just say, we'll need to dilute it or warm it or something, because maybe I don't want them to have it cold. But you have to work as a team. That one is so crucial. Another thing in becoming great, great lovers, even in the midst of parenting, is not fighting in front of your children in whatever shape or form. Even this kind of disagreement for, but we had said 9 p.m. Why are you not ready? Don't go there. These children are born so innocent. And that's why when we're protecting them from even what's going on in the country right now. Of course, there are those who are older, they really get it. But any child below 6 or 5 years old and below, protect them. They live in this beautiful Alice in Wonderland world.
I know.
They don't know nothing about Mandamano. They don't know nothing about anything. Tear gas, they don't know anything. So same situation in marriage. So they see you bickering. There's a thing I watched it's a study. A lady was doing it from one of these big universities.
Yeah.
And this child is given a toy in a room and she's playing with the toy and everything is good. And then another person walks into the room and this person just comes with negative energy. I hate this country. My God, what type of leaders do we have? I don't get her. She's just talking from the side. This baby is just looking at her. And then the person gave the baby the toy again. The baby didn't play. Because that energy got to them.
The baby picked the energy.
And this baby doesn't know even this person. It's the same thing. When you start, you woman, you don't listen. Or oh my God, I wish I didn't marry you.
Umetoka happy.
And this child could be 9 months. They don't even comprehend things. But the energy, it's getting to them.
Wow.
That's why I say do not. That's one thing we don't do. I don't think our boys have seen us fight. at all, even in the car. Sometimes, because I tell him, ask for directions. He's like, I'll figure it out. We are lost. We are somewhere.
Even him.
Hey.
Directions, and we know where we are going.
No, you
where,
don't.
Who are we?
How do you know where you're going? We are now behind Ngong Forest. Is you going where?
Ametumia mtu atumia utaringa. Ametumia Thika Road. You're stuck in
You're
traffic.
stuck. And you said, bro, I told you. So, you see, don't go there. Don't go there now. The kids are there behind, and then you're like, but I told you, your problem is you don't want to hear you. Don't go there. Just turn your head, look outside.
Then go to my time.
Deal with this frustration. Once the kids are out of that car, how many times do I have?
I love that.
Yes, never do
Yes.
it. The energy will get to them. Even in pregnancy, try avoid. That it will still get to these children.
Yeah.
It's so powerful, but it's so profound. So those are some of the things we've done
Yes.
that let's get to the side. Even these days, I feel like we don't even do it inside the house. We get out of the house.
Yeah.
The number of times we fought in Java, the number of times we fought, because we're like, we don't want this energy even in our room. Once our room is we don't even want it in our rooms, in our bedroom. So take it as far as you can, and be quick to forgive, be quick to reconcile.
Be quick to figure it out.
I don't like silent treatment at all.
Even
I really discourage it. Don't do it. It's not mature.
And it's understanding, Lynn, what you're building. If you know you're building the Burj Khalifa, will you compromise on materials and supply and time and expertise?
No.
You won't,
Quality.
because you want the thing to stand and become a global monument.
Yes.
All right?
I love that.
If you want to build something that just is
Kienyeji.
then you can compromise on material, you can compromise on mabati, compromise on where you're procuring your equipment from. You can compromise all those things. But if you know you're building something that is of quality, then you will, one, spend time to understand what quality work does this relationship need.
Yes.
All right? What quality time does this relationship need? What kind of advice does this relationship need? All right? Huwezi nunua German machine. German machine. Umeitoa showroom.
Yes.
Pale, do I say it?
Maridadi madam.
Yes.
Yeah, umetoa maridadi.
Yes.
And it's maridadi kabisa. German machine. 2020, what car do you love?
Mimi.
Mercedes, Range Rover,
It's a G-Wagon.
G-Wagon.
Yes.
All right? Umechukua G-Wagon, maridadi.
Yes.
What color?
Gray.
Gray. Interior?
What interior?
Dark cream. Not like that, not the lighter
Not
one.
the light one.
But
Yeah, I
ile
know it.
unaiona kama something.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tinted.
Tinted.
Yes.
Sasa.
Na kaspray hapa mbele.
Ehe.
Tule alafu key holders zangu
Ehe.
kila pahali.
Kila
Kwa
pahali.
kitu hiyo ndio itakuwa my ndio anakaa hapo. Yes.
Sasa imagine you've gotten that G-Wagon and then you decide, I will fuel it in a dingy place.
Na. Hata nashuku ya mafuta.
Utashuku mafuta? Why? Because of the machine you're driving.
Yes.
Even the car wash you go is
Even the car wash, you're even inspecting. You're even going around
Only
telling
the one in my dad.
Utaingia hapa chini,
Yeah,
osha
you did
hapa.
that.
You know? Or do this. You're
Yes.
even you're inspecting it.
Na utoki hapo.
Na hautoki. All right? You're
Wewe
not
hakuna cha
moving.
mtu kuuliza iko na kata au unataka niweke wapi ncha nikuwekee.
Sort gari vizuri.
Yes.
All right? If we can do that with a
I
machine,
love that.
a car, and then now you're in a marriage that you want it to outlast, to outlive, to be a beacon of hope to your children's children, and then you still want to take it to a dingy place. You still want to compromise on time. You still want to do this on the side. You still want to have shoddy advice for you. You still want to embrace every philosophy. If you can't fuel your G-Wagon anywhere, and you have to take V-Power, you have to do this because you understand its value. Why are we compromising the work we need to do in our marriage? Unless you're building something that's dingy, then there we can allow you to do it. But if you're building a marriage that you know your son, your daughter, your children have to stand on it, like the Burj Khalifa, manze, utapigia experts from everywhere.
Na uta-inspect.
You will get help. You will read books. You will talk to people. You will go for counseling. You will go to church and pray. You will do whatever you need to do to add value and quality to this, because you're building an icon. You're building a monument. You're building something that will change generations to come.
I feel like that's such a powerful closer to the episode. Do you want to add anything? Feel free. I feel like it's just like the way something sticks with you forever.
Yes.
Every time I look at my relationship, I'll be remembering my G-Wagon.
Yes.
Like if I, that's so powerful. We treat everything else, okay. I'll not miss my nail date. When my hair starts, like sana jua nafaa kubomoa, I need to go for my nails. I need to get more black outfits. Like I know, but you don't care about your relationship.
Yeah, it's that thing that people keep saying, that comparison thing that you're always looking over your neighbor's
Grass.
It's
and greener there.
Yeah. You're like, where do their flowers look so nice, and you're almost jealous and not, but they put in the work.
What are yours?
Yeah. What are yours? And in some cases, sometimes you might what are yours, but your partner is doing his own things, and that one, those are exceptions. But you need to be together watering yours, right? Not just one person watering.
You need to be together.
It has to be a teamwork.
Teamwork.
Even this raising of kids, this whole thing, let me tell you, these kids are so intelligent. We are raising generation Alpha.
Yes.
These kids, they're smarter than us from the time they're born. Like I have a 1-year-old who knows how to operate my phone very well. 1 year. That boy is so smart, and they are so smart. So these guys can gang up against you, both of you, and they're the ones raising them and providing all their needs. So you need to be a team.
Yeah.
And looking at these guys like, you guys won't bully us, and everything will take a process. So you need to be together as a team. I just want to emphasize on that. With a new child, with the toddlers, with the this age between maybe 3 years and 10 years, when you're having preteens, when you're having teenagers, that's another whole dimension. Maybe you should bring people who should talk about that, because I know those also can also pose a challenge in a marriage. And also young adults, where our parents are right now. It's a whole dynamic as well. So you just need to be on the same team throughout. They should just know what mommy says is what daddy has said. What daddy has said is what mommy has said. Full stop. Like there's no other shortcut around it.
Lynn, there's something difficult happening in our country right now. And I've been watching the news. And anytime someone has passed on, do you know who shows up? The people who carry the burden of a loved one who's been lost is a family. Those are the people who show up. They don't come with your car. They don't come with your. They don't come with your accolades. With your books. I watched yesterday a family speaking about their child, the mother speaking. So when all is said and done, you're as good as your relationships and how much you've invested in those relationships. Because yes, you can be known out here, unatesa, wewe unatesa, all right? But when you're unpacked, if anything happened to me, it is her who will be by my side.
Yes.
I don't think anyone, and my immediate family and the relationships that matter to me, those are the ones who will huddle around me. And so if we can't see that even now happening, then I think we need to relearn and unlearn a few things, because it was breaking my heart to see that the people who come are your children, is your mother, is your father, and they're speaking, saying we love them so much.
Yes.
Everything else was not,
They don't matter.
They don't matter at that point. And so we want people, and anyone who's watching, Kenya, anyone from different parts of the world, to know that Pete and Julie stand for strong families. We stand for strong marriages, because the stronger your marriage is and the stronger your union is, the better a society will want to produce. And when all is said and done, it's a relationship that matters. The relationships you've built with your sister, with your mother, with your father. I'm not saying everything will be perfect, but when life is reduced to that, those are the people who show up. Those are the people who come. When you're in your bed sick somewhere, it is your wife who's next to you.
Yes.
It is your husband who's next to you. all right, taking you through what no one else will take you through.
True.
So it's so important to, I know sometimes it sounds like it's fun and it's fun, but you're as good as the quality of relationships you have in your life. And in terms of priority, I'd prioritize this as number one. If you're married, prioritize your partner, prioritize your husband, make it strong, prioritize your circle, your friends, so that people are not dying in depression. And then you ask them, no one knew what you are going through. And they're like, no one knew. Then it means something was not okay with your relationships.
True.
Lynn, someone must figure out you're not okay, even without you saying it.
Yes.
Someone has to.
Yes.
Number one, your husband or wife has to, your partner has to, your close buddy should be able to look at you one day and say, you're not okay.
Even the way you take, I think the greatest, for me, it's when my person, even when you text, they are able to know you're not okay.
Yes.
Just from the way you text. Someone
Yes.
should be able to know
Yes.
you are not okay.
Yes. And that's why we can't violate that relationship. The best we can do is build on it, strengthen it, because it will carry you through days you never thought. If anything happened to you at work today, and work is important, your work colleagues will not come to your house.
True story.
They won't come to your
Or
house.
they'll come the first
They'll come the
2
first day,
days,
second,
and then
third day, they are having their own plans going on with their stuff.
life has to move on.
Life has to move on. So I want people, when they see us, they know we are representing strong families. We are representing strong marriages. And we will continue to talk about it. We will continue to mention it, because we believe the quality of this determines the quality of the society we also bring forth.
I love that.
Yeah. And finally,
Yes.
when I talked about Blue Zone, I talked about relationship.
Yeah.
The other thing they discovered leads to long life is food, the kind of food we eat.
Yes.
So share meals together with people. Yeah.
You know,
Kula na mtu wako.
Yeah.
Kula hiyo nyama.
One of
You
our
know?
favorite meals is Ethiopian.
Yes.
And you eat on a sinia, you share
Pamoja.
With your hands.
with your hands.
Yes.
You feed each other. And you know,
It's food is a critical part of quality societies.
Yes.
And eating together.
Yeah.
So eat together. And you know which food they said is common in those areas where people live long?
Yes.
Rice and beans.
Hey.
Watu wachape R&B.
R&B.
Kuleni rice na beans. If you want to live long, kula rice na beans.
Basi sijui tutafute pia alternative.
Hapo.
Me beans.
Beans.
Me why like.
Beans
Mimi
is one
nilikuwa
of the top
traumatized high
foods.
school,
Trauma,
but
trauma.
it's a power food.
Yes,
it's
it's a power
actually
food.
a power food.
But I'm enjoying it. Lately, I don't mind it a
Yeah.
lot. It's ilikuwa, I think, a response.
Yeah,
to
to
your
what
trauma.
was. Yeah. And you see now, again, I'll come back to some of the lies we've been told.
Yeah.
If you eat beans, you're poor. It's a lie.
It's a lie.
All right? If you eat ngwashe,
You're poor.
you're poor.
But isn't that what we are discovering?
You
All
see,
these things
it's coming back again.
that
What you yes.
If you eat ngwashe,
Yes.
you are very rich.
hamuna kakiru.
Yeah, wamuna kakitu. But now,
Sausages, bacon, nyinyi ndo kusema.
You know, there's a lady in
Tena
church,
blue.
I saw her passing ndoma to her child when all of us were feeding our children crisps. And
Mpaka mnamjudge.
I remember just wondering, what in the poverty or
poor
you
can
know,
you
like,
be?
how can you embarrass your children this way?
now look at you.
Now,
When ndio unaziweka vizuri.
what do you mean?
You see?
My house.
So
You see
people
my
eat
children.
together. I was saying rice and beans just to show that
Yes.
some of the things that have been neglected
What
could
we
be
need.
the basic things
Yes.
that can make a society live long. Yeah, it's not in the grandiose and the opulence. Those are not the things that create quality. It's how am I with my wife? Can we share a meal? Chai na mkate, strong
Muga
tea,
umesikia.
tukule tu.
Yeah. Consistently, it's not
Tukule
once
tu.
in-
It doesn't
Mkimention
have to be.
chakula, muga
Muga
twende
anaamka
tukule,
bana,
man.
anaamka. Kwanza ni lunchtime, so let's finish.
Yes,
Yeah.
those things.
Eat together. Don't be you're eating in the sitting room, him is eating in the bedroom alone, you're not meeting. Sit down.
Or eating in the office.
Share a meal together. Share a meal together.
Yeah,
It's part of a quality life.
good.
Sindio?
Yes, I agree
Yeah.
completely.
Yeah.
We are definitely having you guys back. Mimi nakuanga na hiyo shida. Mimi nakuanga na hiyo shida. Like I imagine I just identified another conversation.
Oh, you had-
Yes,
Hey,
I'll
you're a
tell you.
genius.
I swear, don't tell me, please.
my
Usitume
gosh.
pembe zime. No, it's nice, you know, and I also feel like you're very easy to talk to. You are very relatable. You are giving us all these things that we need to know right now. You are being vulnerable with your story so that someone somewhere can be able to pick a thing or two. And I know it's going to help, you know. But achana lunch aside, I don't want to wind this. If you have anything that you feel you also wanted to address, please feel free before we wind up.
I think I just want to thank the people that LNN team, like the guys that follow you and the guys that interact with your content.
Yeah.
Such a mature audience, such a loving audience. They came over to our YouTube page and really loved on us. And it's not easy on these Instagram streets. I was talking to your producer and I was telling her, I don't like this, because I felt like I was, you know, when you have a big show, you feel like you're on a big show, you feel like you've exposed so much. So I was very scared of hate or whatever.
Criticism.
Even one I didn't get.
Zero.
You know, and it's one of those things you're just like, wow, this is a different group of people. So I just want to appreciate all of you for your love and those who came to our channel and subscribed and have been following our podcast. Thank you so much.
Good. Tumefika how many subscribers?
Tunagrow.
Tunagrow.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
Tunagrow.
Road to
Hata mimi nimegrow, niko,
100,000.
ala, where have all of you come from? So I know they're coming from Lynn. Yeah. So thank you, Lynn. They say that in life, even the most introverted person who doesn't talk has an opportunity to influence at least 10,000 people in their lifetime.
Wow.
Even the one who doesn't talk, doesn't share anything in their lifetime, they have an opportunity to influence at least 10,000 people.
Wow.
My prayer and hope is that everyone who's watching Lynn Ngugi Show Network can propel the message and propel the narrative that you're propelling, which is inspiration, which is life, which is strength, because you never know. All right? So, nipatie audience challenge.
Wapatie.
Nipatie challenge.
Wapatie.
So that the millions of you who are watching, you don't end up just becoming consumers. Tunataka Lynn atupatie. Tunasikia kutoka kwa Lynn. Lynn tupatie show ingine. Send us someone else. Send us another person. Bring another story. The challenge I'd want to pose to Lynn Ngugi Network people is you carry a story that can lift 10 people, can lift 15 people.
Wow.
And this, a million of you who are watching on YouTube right now, if you just did that for the next 1 month and just blessed 5 people, empowered and lifted 5 people, collectively as Lynn Network, we will have lifted 5 million in the next 1 month.
Wow.
Yeah. So that we're not just coming to feed from Lynn every time.
Yeah.
We're not just coming to, but we are listening and working out to create a better society, working out to create better families, working out to create better environments. So my challenge to anyone who's watching Lynn, as we hit the 1M mark, by the way, subscribe, iteni watu, you know, ingieni hapo.
Yeah.
But to everyone who's watching, if you've consumed more than 5 stories from Lynn, find 5 people the next 1 month and just share a story of inspiration.
Beautiful.
All right? Lynn, the devil is already against us. The devil is already against us. Okay? Life will be against us. Sicknesses, issues, troubles, lack of money, instability in nations. There's already enough enemies out there. We don't need to be each other's enemies. There's already enough fight against us.
Yes, sir.
All right? We don't need to fight each other. Let's lift each other up.
Yeah.
And my challenge to LNN show is if the millions who are watching can just talk to 1 or 2 or 3, go to someone's business and tell them, you know what? I know you've worked hard. God bless you. This is an amazing business. Keep going. Go to an orphan who has done what they could to stand in life. Tell them you will make it in life.
Yeah.
Go to your former high school and talk to 5 students and tell them, listen, by the way, I was here. I did some funny things and now I know they were not good. Please stay woke and make better decisions. Lynn, if your audience can do that, we can have a 5 million impact stories in the next 1 month.
Thank you for that challenge.
Yeah.
They've had you.
Yeah, and they're an amazing group. I'm sure they will.
These ones,
They will.
They I don't like talking about my audience so much because I don't get it also. I've tried to figure it out. I've tried to also understand why we've grown. I'm not saying we've grown too much, but did I expect this. No, absolutely not. But I know that's a beautiful challenge, and I know they've picked that. And even for me personally, because I get to host shows, I'm also going to actively also participate, even off camera, more. Even, you know, I was just thinking of going to my former high school. You know, it's now a boys' school completely, but it doesn't stop us from sharing our stories when we were there. It's now a complete boys' school. It was a mixed school, but now it's boys. But it's a good challenge. Even if it's not shown on camera, we gotta go out there and do it. But I've really loved having this show.
Thank you.
I did not.
City residents.
Yes, tuliingia kaa tumeanza. Forgot, you know, I've just been looking and how amazing you guys look. We waiting for you to tell us top tunanunua wapi, because I feel like I'm in a mood for white now.
You're moving there now.
And not kidogo tu, maybe once in a
while,
once in a week I can rock her, because it's either going to be white or black. So I'm just looking at her outfit and I'm like, it's so pretty. You as too, it's also very pretty. It's sharp, good, very sharp, cleans up nice. Yes, but thank you so much. And I am so proud of the podcast that you guys have been putting on your platform. I love a good challenge. So I can't also wait to just, you know, also be inspired by what you guys are doing. And also I know our people will also come. There may be those who missed the first episode. They'll come and subscribe. I love these people so much. Like, even if no matter what happens in life, one thing I know is God gave me a beautiful audience. So that for me, I know it's, and I love that they come and support other platforms. So remind them, where can they find you? How can they connect with you as we look forward to our next episode?
Thank you. On YouTube is Julie Karaoke. You'll find me when you search Julie K, and I think you'll put a link.
On pinned. Pinned, guys. Yes, I'm a pinned.
Yes. And our podcast is called Life Reels, available on all platforms that share podcasts. And it's been so much fun doing it. We're even shooting right after this. So excited, so excited. No, it's okay. We're still in good time. We're still in the perfect time. Yes. So Life Reels podcast, we just discuss real life. Real life. Nasile real, Instagram, reels. You know, real. REL, yes, real life, real things, marriage, relationships, everything, just the whole spectrum of it. And on Instagram, my handle is at @IamJulieK, and his is pete.karaoke.
Yes.
Available also on TikTok.
You're on TikTok?
Yes. Julie K,
Okay.
Tuko everywhere.
Mko everywhere. Yes. Nice. We'll tag you also, guys, so that people can be able to connect with you. But me, it's just to appreciate you taking your time. I know you've had a very busy schedule, so I don't take it for granted that you are able to make time for us today.
This is important.
People don't even know we had like a whole 1 hour plus conversation before this conversation happened, guys. There are things I needed to find out, and we were just talking. So thank you for spending the better part of your morning with
Lynn,
us.
mulituletea nini kutoka Australia?
Wewe
na Munga ziko wapi gifts za
what
came from Australia?
Mimi niko na kitu nitakupea. Niko na kangaroo. I just need to know where it is, but it's around.
You see why you need to ask?
Yes,
there's
something I'll give you. So I think they use it for when you are eating or hot stuff. What are they? I don't know the name. Yes, coasters. You can place. Yes, me on our hair. Australia was good. I can't wait for them to watch the shows, you know. So we're gonna air that. But thank you so much. I really do appreciate you coming. Let me let you go. I didn't even know you are going to film. But guys, I really hope you've also enjoyed today's conversation. I keep saying the greatest gift we have as human beings is our ability to learn and relearn. And I know we are learning every day. We are learning, and we are also relearning so many things, you know. And for me, that whole image of how strong is your structure, Are you, you know, how strong? What are you building? You know, for me, I'll always also carry, you know, the Burj Khalifa and also the G-Wagon analogy in my head, because I feel like we pay so much attention to other things, we forget what's close to us. And I hope this conversation has really served its purpose. Even me, I didn't expect some of the things we've spoken about. Imeflow tu venye God alikuwa amesema iflow, and you can always let me know on the comment section what else would you want Pete and Jill to just come and talk to us about, or even when you go to their platforms, you can always leave that on the comment section and tell them what would you want to see more on their platform. Connect with them. As I said, the links are pinned on the comment section and they're also appearing on your screen. It's been good. Thank you to my incredible team. Muga nasema Lynn maliza nikakule, so Muga, I won't take much of your time. Thank you so much to this incredible team, Muga, Scholar, the whole team at LNN, not forgetting Damaris for putting this together, and the whole management, Valerie, Mutange, our editors from Subtitle, Sam, Kelv, Edwin Akokuleo. Ay, God. Hey, miracles. Edwin, you know, Lillian, everyone who makes sure that LNN, we have a good time and it makes it easier to film this content for you guys. I really do appreciate all of you. I appreciate also our partners, Maridadi Motors and Kings Developers Limited. A kind reminder, go get your cars at Maridadi Motors, including other beautiful things they have. Driving school investment platform for you also to go and invest, and not forgetting a place you can take your car, Yoshwe Hapo Sparkling, and our people at Kings Developers Limited. Looking to own a home with a very ISO certified company? Why don't you try Kings Developers Limited? I've been your host, Lynn Ngugi. See you guys hopefully tomorrow, 10 a.m. Bye.